Hello my siblings in Christ and also my siblings in Christ who don't believe in Him. Some time ago I made a video called My Thoughts on Atheism. It was very well received and it was, self-admittedly, very subjective. However, in this video I will aim straight for the objectivity. So, what is atheism? Let us define it. Atheism is defined as a belief that there is no God. A lot of atheists claim that they love science and that they're science buffs, but that is a thinly veiled stratagem. If religion were to be obliterated, majority of them wouldn't particularly care for science, and they would just admire science by proxy if there was no religion to fight. The proofs of God's existence are all around us, yet atheists simply ignore them in order to push for their essentially religious belief. Atheism cannot be a source of morality because, according to atheism, everything happens at random. How can you be moral when you believe that, inherently, a man is no different from a pebble? Both are a product of chance. Furthermore, atheists just believe that everything popped up from existence from nothing, or that everything existed since forever. Very unscientific. Atheists believe in what is called the science of the gaps, which is essentially saying, well, we don't know why that happens, but science will explain it in the future. How do you know that? Did you know that religious people live longer than atheists? It's true. According to the studies done by the scientists at the universities, it is even up to 4 years longer. Explain that if God does not exist. If you truly believe that happy thoughts can make you live longer, well, you just might become a believer. One thing that I always found funny about atheism is that they decry religion as the ultimate evil. But they're all too happy to have a day off for Christmas, Easter, Patron Saint Day, or whatever religious holiday the state gives you. This ties into my next point. Atheists often accuse religious people of being hypocrites, and I'm glad that they do. When you're a hypocrite, you have a moral code that you fail to follow. However, I can never accuse an atheist of being a hypocrite, because there's no moral code to follow in the first place. How can someone draw their morality from the basic notion that there's no God? I believe that all atheists want to believe in God, because then they would finally feel love themselves. However, their own hedonism and bad childhood experiences prevent them from seeing the Lord, even though deep down they desire to be religious. They're not entirely to blame for their disbelief, and there are people who are atheists but are still genuinely good people. Atheists often accuse us Christians of being cruel because we believe that some sinners will be punished in hell for all eternity, but they're the cruel ones. They believe that all people, good and bad, would be punished with non-existence. How is that loving or better than having heaven or hell? There are amazing saints out there. Look at people like Saint Moses the Black and Saint Nona. Look at Tolkien. If you're an atheist, you literally stand with atheists like Hitler or Stalin. I believe that a lot of atheists have never heard of Jesus, and that they will cease their belief in God's non-existence if they read more about Him. In the end, why not try to believe? There's nothing for you to lose and everything for you to gain. There's beauty in this world, an amazing mountainscape, a smile of a child, kittens and puppies. Can you really look at these things and not think, there has to be a maker behind something so amazing? Think of your grandmother who prayed so much for you. Would you really let her prayers go in vain? Think of her teary eyes. Think of her saying, what has become of you?